I don't even know why I'm recording this. Maybe because silence feels heavier tonight. My name is Olivia. I'm 32, married, stable, safe. Or at least that's what everyone sees when they look at me, the woman who has everything under control. But tonight, as the rain presses against the glass of this hotel room, I can't stop thinking about him, the one I wasn't supposed to see again, the one I told myself I'd forgotten. His name was Daniel. Years ago, before life became a series of careful choices, he was the only person who ever made me feel alive. Not safe, not settled, alive. We were young, restless. We wanted the world and each other in equal measure. But he wanted freedom, and I wanted certainty. So I chose certainty and married Michael. I hadn't seen Daniel since that summer, until tonight. It happened by accident, or maybe by fate. I don't know anymore. I was in New York for a business conference. The hotel was elegant, cold, with chandeliers that tried too hard to impress. I was waiting in the lobby, half listening to the rain, when I heard a voice behind me, warm, low, familiar. Olivia, I turned. And there he was, Daniel. Older now, a little worn at the edges, but the same eyes. The same half smile that used to undo every defense I had. I laughed first, nervous, surprised, and he just stared as if he was trying to make sure I was real. You look, he started, then stopped. Different. In a good way, we talked for a few minutes. About nothing. About everything. About how strange it was to run into each other after all these years. Then he asked where I was staying, and when I told him, the same hotel, same conference, he just smiled that quiet smile of his. Then maybe fate's not done with us yet. I should have said goodnight. I should have walked away. But instead, I said, let's catch up properly. Just coffee, just coffee. Those two words that always mean more than they sound. We met an hour later in the hotel bar. The rain hadn't stopped, and neither had my heartbeat. He asked about my life. I told him about the house, the husband, the routines. He listened, nodding, like someone reading a story with no surprise ending. You don't sound happy, he said quietly. I'm fine, I lied. He looked at me like he could see right through the word. For a moment, I saw it, the version of my life where I never left him. The chaos, the laughter, the endless nights of possibility. The one I traded for comfort. Then the silence stretched too long, and I said I should go. He offered to walk me to my room. I said no at first, then yes. The elevator ride was quiet. Too quiet. I could feel the tension between us. Soft, alive, dangerous. When we reached my floor, I turned to say goodbye. But he didn't move. He just stood there, looking at me like time had folded in half, and we were 19 again. Olivia, he said. Voice low, do you ever wonder what would have happened if we'd chosen differently? I froze. And in that second, everything I'd buried for years, every memory, every what if, came rushing back. I told him no, that I didn't wonder. But my voice broke halfway through the sentence. He smiled, that sad, knowing smile, and said goodnight. Then he turned to leave. I should have let him go. But as the door to the elevator began to close, I whispered, Daniel. He stopped, looked back, and that was the moment everything changed. When he turned back, I didn't even think. I didn't weigh the consequences or remember the promises I'd made. I just wanted to feel something again. The elevator door slid open, and he walked toward me, slow, uncertain, as if he was asking permission without words. The hallway was empty. The world was quiet except for the sound of the rain and my heartbeat. You shouldn't be here, I whispered. Then tell me to go, he said softly. But I didn't. I couldn't. Instead, I opened the door to my room and stepped inside. He followed, leaving the door half closed behind him. The air was thick, with memory, with danger, with everything we never said years ago. I didn't know what I was doing. Maybe I just wanted to prove to myself that I was still capable of feeling desire, of being desired. Maybe I wanted to feel like the girl he once loved, not the woman who smiled through dinners and wore perfect lipstick to hide quiet loneliness. We stood there, just looking at each other. So much time had passed, and yet nothing had changed. You still look at me the same way, he said. How's that? I asked. Like you're trying not to. I laughed, the kind of nervous, fragile laugh that hides everything you're afraid to admit. He took a step closer. Olivia, he whispered, tell me to leave. But I didn't. Because in that moment, I realized something terrifying. That all the years of control, all the stability I'd built, were nothing compared to the chaos of wanting him. I closed the distance between us. Slowly, silently. The rain outside grew louder, echoing against the glass like a heartbeat I couldn't quiet. I don't remember who moved first, only that his hand found mine, and the world fell away. No words, no explanations. Just two souls remembering what it felt like to be alive before the world told them to grow up. Hours passed like minutes. The city outside disappeared into a blur of lights and thunder. When it was over, we didn't speak. We just lay there, to strangers with the same past, pretending that the morning would never come. But mornings always come. And when the sunlight crept through the curtains, reality returned like a shadow that never leaves. I woke up first. Daniel was still asleep beside me, peaceful, as if the years between us had never existed. I watched him for a while, every breath, every quiet movement, and for the first time in years, I felt both alive and broken. Because I knew this couldn't stay. It wasn't love. It wasn't even revenge. It was a reminder that no matter how much we grow, there will always be parts of us that never stop longing. I got dressed quietly, carefully. Before I left, I wrote him a note, just one sentence. Some doors were never meant to be reopened. Then I left. I didn't see him again after that morning. I went back home, back to Michael, back to my life, neat, perfect, controlled. But something inside me had shifted forever. Sometimes, when it rains at night, I still hear that moment, the sound of the elevator, the whisper of his name, the heartbeat I tried to forget. I don't regret it, but I don't forgive myself either, because love doesn't always come in the form of happy endings. Sometimes, it comes as a reminder that the most dangerous thing in life isn't losing someone, it's finding them again and realizing you're still willing to risk everything to feel what you once felt. That night in room 412 didn't destroy me. It just reminded me who I used to be before I traded chaos for calm, fire for comfort, and truth for silence. So if you're listening to this, whoever you are, remember this. Sometimes the worst mistakes are the ones that make us feel alive again, and sometimes that's the only kind of truth worth living for.